This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. Welcome to our flower series. In this video, we'll be piping Buttercream Orange Blossom flowers. It's broken down into steps so you can skip ahead, rewind, and rewatch as desired. We are going to make two colors for this little blossom. The first is going to be a pastel orange. We're using American style buttercream. You can use Swiss or Italian meringue if you like. And we're using the following two liquid gel colors: some lemon yellow and some sunset orange. We've got a little of each out on our lid. And for this first one, we're just going to make a nice light, kind of barely there shade of orange, so just a little speck. These blossoms often have very almost white petals, and I just want to give them just a little hint of color, just because of what they are, because we're making little orange blossoms. I'm just going to make them a nice light, kind of pastel orange color, just kind of dreamy creamsicle, just to give them a tiny little hit of something, so they're not too starkly white, mostly because on camera that just doesn't read as well for the details, and it would be harder for y'all to see. But you can definitely do these in just white. There we go. It's a beautiful, lovely, soft shade. Our second shade is going to be kind of a golden, so think almost like egg yolk yellow. So we want to start out with a healthy dose, several nice large specks of that yellow, and just a few of that orange, just to give it that nice kind of egg yolk vibe. And we want this color to be fairly bright and intense. We're going to use it as little stamens to build up in the center. I just want to mix it around, check it out. I like where we're going. Just a little more yellow, and a touch more of that orange. Just to really bring it into that nice, beautiful golden color. And I think that's going to be perfect. We are going to use 2 bags for this flower, both 12-inch disposable. You can see I'm using a coupler with the one. The first, we have our nice egg yellow color in, and we're using with a number 2 tip. The second has our pale orange, and we'll be using this one with a number 104 and a 59S. This one is a very small curved petal tip. We're going to review the techniques for our orange blossom now, and the first one is just a little support wedge, and we're just going to use our 104 tip because we'll already have it on our bag. We're going to use it for our petals. We're going to hold that bag straight up and down and just give ourselves a little squeeze up off the surface. We're just looking to make a little mound of frosting for ourselves to pipe on top of. Our first type of petals are going to be our convex ones, so think those are curved over, and kind of the middle is going to be up and down, and it looks like petals that are flopping over. So we're going to do those on top of the support wedges we piped. So I already piped one in preparation right there for myself. The back of the bag is going to be towards 130. We're going to be at 45 degrees, and it's just going to be like a normal petal where we're going to pull out, rotate our nail, and pull back, which I can't really do on the tray, so the second half of my petal might look a little funny, but that's essentially going to cause it to flop over that support wedge and give us a nice convex look to those petals, but the way we pipe them is really just like a regular petal. Next, we're going to also do some cupped petals, or concave, whatever you want to call them. For these, we're going to take the back of the bag and rotate it so that it is at our right shoulder, because I'm right-handed, so if you're a lefty, just do the opposite. And we're going to then just draw our little petals out and back. And because of the way the bag is angled, you can see they cup up. So that gives them that little flare in the middle, on the outside edge, and that little dip in the center. Next, we're going to do some curved spikes for petals as well. So these we're going to do with our 59S, and these are a lot like any kind of spikes we do. We're just going to hold our bag straight up and down. We are going to hold the tip just above the surface, squeeze, let that frosting connect, and then we'll pull up. And for these, because we want them to be kind of curved, so think curved towards the center. We're just going to flick towards the center of our blossom as we do them, and that's going to make them kind of curve in for us. For our stamens, we're going to use a number 2 tip, and these are just going to be like the regular ones we do all the time. Bag straight up and down, tip right above the surface, squeeze the dot, and pull up while we're still squeezing. And we're going to do a nice tight grouping, all bunched together right in the center. We've gone over our techniques, so now we're going to talk about how we put them together to build our orange blossom. We're going to start with our bag with our 104 tip, so our nice light orange color, and we're going to pipe 3 support wedges. So we want some of the petals to be concave and some of them to be convex. And so I like to think of it as the head and the legs, because we're doing a 5-petal blossom, are the ones that we're going to make convex, and we're going to put those little wedges underneath. So we want to pipe a wedge where the head is and the 2 legs. Then we're going to change our bag angle. We're going to go to 45 degrees and 130, same tip, and you can pipe those petals right on top of those. That's going to be nice and easy and help you with your spacing a little bit. Next, we can just change the back end of the bag. So think about changing that clock position, but we're going to leave the actual angle itself the same. We're going to be at 45 degrees still. And we can pipe those 2 concave petals, or cupped ones, right there where the arms would be. And that'll give us our 5-petal blossom. We'll change the tip on our bag to 59, and we're just going to go around. So not quite in the center. Think track out just a little bit onto the ends of those petals, and we're going to pull those little curved spikes all the way around in a circle. So for this, I like to line myself up in the center, go out just a little bit, and stay in place. Pull one, rotate your nail a little bit, pull the next one, and that should give you a nice little ring there in the center of those little curved spikes. Then we're going to grab our bag with our nice kind of egg yolk yellow, that beautiful intense color we made. Start in the center, pull one spike up, and then go all the way around. If you run into your little cup spikes a little bit, that's fine. You can always redo a few of them. I find it easier to get those in there first and then do the stamens in the center, but this is one of those things where you might find it easier personally to reverse those 2 steps, and that's fine. And then on a side note, these orange blossoms a lot of times have petals that are either kind of cupped or flopping over. And you can do them all one way, all the other, or you can do what we've done here so that we can demonstrate both styles of petals, which is mix them up on a particular blossom. And by doing all 3 of those variations, you can give yourself some nice variations on your design. So you can start out with this, try some of them all cupped, and try all of them convex. And then you'll get a nice look and a nice variation to your little orange blossoms. We're getting ready to pipe. I've got my 2-inch nail. I've put on a 5-segment template. And if you want the templates, you can check out our video on the basics of using a flower nail. And there's a little link there where you can get a nice little free set of templates to make yourself to help you with your spacing while you're piping. So for this one, we've got our 104 tip on our bag. And we're going to go ahead and start 90 degrees. We're just going to pipe those 3 little support wedges. And I'm going to think about them: head, arms are blank, and then legs. So you can see it makes a nice little kind of triangular shape there for us, and that's just perfect. For our first set of petals, we're going to do our little convex ones. So I'm 45 degrees. You can see back end of the bag is pointing towards 130, and I'm just going to start at the base of one of these wedges, pull out, rotate, and pull back. So out, rotate, and back. And then go ahead and do the others. Now I'm going to do the 2 petals that are in my little arm spot, and I'm going to just take that back end of the bag and rotate it till it's pointing towards my right shoulder. I'm going to get the fat end down there between the head and the legs, and I'm going to push out and back. and then go in and do that last one. I've changed the tip on my bag to my 59S, and I just want to line myself up. So I'm going to start in the center and then move out just a little bit. So just onto the bottom of those little petals. And I'm just going to pull my first little cupped spike and then rotate. So I just want to go all the way around. You notice I just keep the bag really in place. And that means that as I turn, it's easy to make a nice little circle of those tiny cupped spike petals. To finish off our orange blossoms, we've grabbed our bag with our nice egg yolk yellow and our number 2 tip, and I just want to start right here in the middle and pull one spike straight up. And then I'm just going to go around and fill in. And I just want to go as close as I can to my little cup spikes without hurting them. So just gently put that tip down in there and pull them until you fill up that middle. And you can see that makes a nice little center there with that beautiful bright pop of color. And there we have a lovely orange blossom. That's all for this lesson on orange blossoms. If you enjoyed this one and you'd like to try some other simple piped flowers, we recommend checking out our video on daisies or maybe our apple blossom lesson, as they're both great flowers for spring that will pair lovely with this wonderful little orange blossom. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like more about the cake decorating materials and equipment we use, or just some inspirational videos about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you'd like to know more about yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecoratingschool.com for more information. And if you're interested in these products, you can check the links in the description.